Hi, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I am Mahnur and you watch MK Vid. I am sure you know that the 5 pillars of Islam represent the principal acts of worship which are required to practice the faith. The 5 pillars of Islam are 5 key practices that a Muslim is obligated to fulfill throughout the lifetime. Today I want to speak about the 3rd pillar of Islam. It is zakat. Charity is not just recommended by Islam, it is required of every financially stable Muslim. Giving charity to those who deserve it is part of Muslim character and one of the 5 pillars of Islamic practice. Zakat is viewed as compulsory charity. It is an obligation for those who have received their wills from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to respond to those members of their community. Islam encourages the sharing of wealth with others and helps people to stand on their own and become productive members of the society. In Arabic, it is known as zakat, which literally means purification, because zakat is considered to purify one's heart of greed. Love of wealth is natural and it takes firm belief in God for a person to part with some of his wealth. Zakat must be paid on different categories of property: gold, silver, money, livestock, agriculture produce, and business commodities, and is payable each year after 1 year's possession. It requires an annual contribution of 2.5% of an individual's wealth and assets. Zakat expresses a Muslim's worship and thanksgiving to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala by supporting those in need. In Islam, the true owner of things is not anyone else but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Acquisition of wealth for its wealth counts for nothing in the sight of God. It doesn't give people any merit in this life or in the hereafter. Islam teaches that people should acquire wealth with the intention of spending it on their own needs and the needs of others. The whole concept of wealth is considered in Islam as a gift from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who provided it to the person, made a portion of it for the poor, so the poor have a right over one's wealth. Zakat reminds Muslims that everything they have belongs to Allah. People are given their wills as a trust in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and zakat is intended to free Muslims from the love of money. The money paid in zakat is not something Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala needs or receives. He is above any type of dependency. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in His boundless mercy promises rewards for helping those in need, with one basic condition: that zakat be paid in the name of Allah. One should not expect or demand any worldly gains from the beneficiaries, not aim at making one's names as a philanthropist. The feelings of a beneficiary should not be hurt by making him feel inferior or reminding him of this assistance. Money given as zakat can only be used for certain specific things. Islamic law stipulates that alms are not be used to support the poor and the needy, to free slaves and debtors. Zakat, which developed 1400 years ago, functions as a form of social security in a Muslim society. Under the caliphates, the collection and expenditure of zakat was a function of the state. In the contemporary Muslim world, it has been left up to the individuals, except in some countries in which the state fulfills that role to some degree. Most Muslims in the West disperse zakat through Islamic charities, mosques, or directly given to the poor. Money is not collected during religious service or via collection plates, but some mosques keep a drop box for those who wish to distribute zakat on their behalf. Unlike the zakat given other forms of charity in private, even in secret, is considered better, in order to keep one's intention purely for the Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. What is said about zakat in the Holy Quran? And decree for us in this world that which is good and also in the hereafter. Indeed, we have turned back to you, Allah said, my punishment. I afflict with it whom I will, but my mercy encompasses all things, so I will decree it especially for those who fear me and give zakat, and those who believe in our verses. Surah Al-Araf, Ayat 156. Zakah expenditures are only for the poor and for the needy, and for those employed to collect zakah, and for bringing hearts together for Islam, and for freeing captives or slaves, and for those in debt or for the cause of Allah, and for the stranded traveler, an obligation imposed by Allah. And Allah is knowing and wise. Surah At-Tawbah, Ayat 60. And He has made me blessed forever I am, and has enjoined upon me prayer and zakah as long as I remain alive. Surah Maryam, Ayat 31. Zakat is also mentioned in various hadiths. Invite the people to testify that none has the right to be worshipped by Allah, and I am Allah's messenger, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and if they obey you to do so, then teach them that Allah has enjoined on them 5 prayers in every day and night, in 24 hours. And if they obey you to do so, then teach them that Allah has made it obligatory for them to pay the zakat from their property, and it is to be taken from the wealthy among them and given to the poor. Hadith Sahih al-Bukhari 1395. The best charity is that which is practiced by a wealthy person and starts giving first to your dependents. Hadith Sahih al-Bukhari 1426. Apart from zakat, the Quran and Hadith also stress sadaqah, or voluntary alms giving, which is intended for the needy. The Quran emphasizes feeding the hungry, clothing the naked, helping those who are in need, and the more one helps, the more Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala helps the person, and the more one gives, the more Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives the person. One feels he is taking care of others, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is taking care of him. To summarize, I want to say Zakat reminds rich Muslims of their duty to the poor and strengthens the feelings of brotherhood among Muslims. It also stops wealthy Muslims from making money more important than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Astaghfirullah. Another great importance of zakat that when someone gives zakat, he or she is acknowledging that we are not the true owners of anything in this world and everything actually belongs to Allah the Almighty. Do you see how beautiful Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has organized everything? If someone is in need, there is hope and help from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala when someone gives sadaqah or zakat. In such a way, poor people have support. They have the means to feed themselves and their families. They feel supported and do not lose hope. They live each day with gratitude to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, which is the most merciful and the all-knowing. In the end, I want to say, if I astaghfirullah made some mistakes in the video, or you can complete the given information, write comments. I am interested in your opinion. Don't forget to subscribe and share the video. Bye for today. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.